What's up and welcome back to another video, guys. Today I have this massive LEGO Star Wars mystery minifigure lot with a ton of crazy minifigures coming all the way from Germany. We have some crazy stuff in here, and make sure you stick around to the end because we're going to be giving away one of the minifigures in this lot. So without further ado, let's get right on into this unboxing. Now I've got this cut open and we can take a peek at what we have inside this box after we get all this packaging out of the way. And you can see right here, the main bulk of what we have are these minifigs. You can see we have some really cool stuff in there if you can see through the bag, but I won't spoil too much. We'll throw this to the side. And we actually have a few other things in here. We actually have two little sets that I was happy to get my hands on for a good price. We have the little Clone Trooper battle pack, which is actually getting kind of hard to get your hands on for a good price. But this is a pretty cool one. I figured I would get another one because I am planning to do a Geonosis mock at some point, so this would be nice for that. We also have a 501st battle pack right here, which is also just a really nice one to get. So I'm gonna go get all these minifigures going and we can start going through all of them. As for the minifigures that we have in this lot, they're organized based on where they came from. Starting off on the left, we have the figures from the Clone Wars, moving on to the prequel trilogy. Then we have Star Wars Rebels, which has some of the crazy minifigs that I was talking about earlier. Then on to the original trilogy. So I'm gonna go get these open and we can start going through all of these cool minifigures. May as well go in chronological order, starting with the Clone Wars, as this is also the smallest amount of minifigures that we have. Now, we'll get this cracked open. Some of the figs in here are some of my favorites. They may not be the most exciting, but to me, the Clone Wars era figures are some of my favorite, especially these clones right here, which we have a few of. I think we have 4 or 5 in here. It looks like we have 4 of the Phase 1 regs. Looking pretty good, really nice to add to the army. We also have the gunner right here as well, also a very nice one. We have the Commander Gree, which only appeared in that one set as well as that book. A very nice one to get, a very underrated clone in my opinion. We also have the Bomb Squad Trooper right here. We have another one of these Phase 1 grunts, which is a very nice one to add, as well as a second Phase 1 gunner. Then we have our named clones right here. We have the Phase 1 Cody, looking pretty good. This is a really nice one. This one's getting kind of expensive as well. And then we also have this tricked out clone trooper in the black armor with the pistols. A very nice one to add to the clone army. Now on to some of our named characters. We have an Anakin Skywalker right here in that Clone Wars version, looking pretty good. We'll zoom in so we can actually see a little bit better. Next up, we have the Palpatine right here from the gunship set. Looking pretty good. This is a nice one to get. We also have the Padme from that set as well, both exclusive to that set as of now. And then we also have 4 Mace Windus from the Republic fighter tank. We'll get all 4 of these out. Yeah, don't know what I'm going to do with all 4 of these. I'll probably be selling them. I'm going to be selling probably most of the minifigs in this lot on my whatnot, so I'll leave a link to that in the description below, as well as a link to sign up if you haven't already, and you'll get $15 credit, and then I'll get $5 credit. The $15 credit can go a long way. You can get yourself some pretty good stuff for that. Next up, we have this Clone Wars style Dooku, looking pretty good. I'm a huge fan of Count Dooku, and I think the Clone Wars style is really good. Next, we have a Darth Maul right here, a very nice one in that Season 7 style of the Clone Wars, a really, really cool one. Also, we have a Yoda coming up next, a pretty cool figure. Looks a little goofy with that coloring, but still a nice one to get. And then we have our green astromech droid right here that I believe came in Saucy Tin's Starfighter. I think, I'm not 100% sure, so you'll have to let me know down below in the comments. But that does it for the Clone Wars figures, so let's move on to the prequel figures. Move on to our prequel minifigures. The prequels are some of my favorite movies from Star Wars, and there's some really cool figures that have come with that as well. Pour these out here and we can start going through. And I don't know where to start, so we'll just start grabbing stuff. First up, we have this General Grievous right here, a really cool one to get. Happy to add this one to the collection. We also have some clone troopers here as well. We have a Commander Cody. We have some 212th clone troopers right here. We have the gunner as well as 3 of the normal 212th troopers right here. Some really good minifigs to beef up the clone army. Next up, some more clone troopers that we have. We have some Kashyyyk troopers looking pretty good. We have 2 of the Reg Kashyyks right here. We also have 2 of these Kashyyyk Scout Troopers right here as well. Looking pretty good. I'm a big fan of the Kashyyyk Troopers, and I'm hoping that we see some more from LEGO soon. Next up, we have a Saucy Tin from Palpatine's Arrest. Palpatine's Arrest is one of my favorite sets. This is a really cool minifig. We actually have 2 more minifigs from that set as well. We have the Mace Windu right here, as well as the Anakin Skywalker. Some really nice figs to add to the collection from a really cool set. Don't know why my camera's not focusing, unfortunately. I'll try and fix that. But we got some 2 really cool figs right there. We have a crispy Anakin right here as well. We have some Obi-Wans right here. We actually have 3 Obi-Wans. I'm not sure where these came from. I know this is from that new set, the Obi-Wan Starfighter. And then we have these other 2 right here as well, beefing up the Obi-Wan army, I suppose. Now, we also have another clone trooper in Phase 2 Commander Gree. This is a really, really nice one with that tan little coloring on the legs. Then we have a Quinlan Voss right here, a really sick minifigure, one of my favorites, a very underrated one in my opinion. Then we have a Tan Wee, a very cool minifig, also only ever appearing in that Obi-Wan Starfighter. Then we have an Ayla Secura, another super cool minifig in my opinion, only coming out in that Republic fighter tank, and this one's getting kind of hard to find. Then we have a Jango Fett right here in the smiley face version. Really nice one to get. Very excited to see that new Jango Fett that we're getting in this next year. Then we have a nice little Yoda right here in the live action style, as well as the live action version of Dooku, one of my favorite minifigs that LEGO has ever made. That was all of the figures from the prequels, and now we can move on to the Rebels figures next. Now we have the bag that I'm most excited for, that being the Star Wars Rebels bag of minifigs. There's some crazy ones here. I've been trying to complete my collection of Star Wars Rebels minifigs, and I'm actually getting pretty close, and this should actually bring me very close to the point where I'm only missing, I think 2 or 3 figures, but we'll get these poured out right here, make a little bit of room. Now, there's some crazy ones. I don't know where to start, so we'll just start grabbing stuff. Right here, we have an Ezra Bridger right here, a really nice one. Next up, we have some Kanans. I think we have 2 of these Kanans right here, both looking pretty good, and we also have the Kanan, the blind version of Kanan, a very nice minifig to get. Now, I think I already have pretty much most of these. There was just one in particular that I really needed. Now, I do need the black-haired variant of Kanan. I'm just trying to get a good deal on one of those. Next up, we have 2 Heras right here, both pretty good in that style. I'm a big fan of this one. I think it's better than the newer one that we got. Oops. Next up, we have a couple of choppers. I think we have 4 in here or something, or 3. Yeah, don't know. Oh, yep, 4 choppers. Don't know what I'm going to do with 4 choppers. I'll definitely be selling some of these. So if you need a chopper, stop on by at Whatnot. If you sign up with that credit, you could probably get a free chopper. I think it's only like a $10 figure now that we got the new one. Next up, we've got the Stormtrooper right here, as well as the Ezra with the nice helmet. This is a pretty nice one to get. Then we have some that are bagged up, because I guess they are a bit more rare, hard to come by. We have this version of Callus right here. This is a good one. I need the one with the hair, so I got this one because I can just put the hair on it and not have to buy the whole other figure. This is a nice one to get. Then we have a Commander Sato right here, a really nice one to get my hands on. Do already have one, so I'll probably be selling this one as well. We have another version of Zeb. This one does have a torso crack, I believe, which, you know, I wanted because if I'm going to be using it in mocks and for my display, then I figured I don't need the really good condition one and I can just sell the really good condition one. Then we have a Grand Admiral Thrawn right here. I got a good deal on it, so I figured may as well pick it up. It is the older version, but still a big fan of this one. And then the big kahuna, the one that I got here, we have the Rebels Ahsoka in really, really good condition. We'll pull her out real quick. I'm a huge fan of this minifig. Very happy to get another one of these. And the reason that I did was, well, one, I got a really good deal. And also, this one does have a little bit of scuffing on the top of the hairpiece. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put that hairpiece with mine that unfortunately has cracked heels, and I can put together a very good condition one and then sell the good condition one, and I'll keep the one with the couple of flaws. But it's such a nice minifig, and I'm very happy to get another one in the collection, even though it's probably just going to be for a very short time. But now let's move on to the original Trilogy minifigures. And our last bag being the original Trilogy minifigs, probably being the majority of this, just as there are a lot that I kind of needed for a video that I'm working on. Still working on that Rebel video. It's coming along kind of slowly because I'm trying to wait to get some good deals. But speaking of that, we have quite a few Rebels in here. We have, I think, 4 or 5 of these older versions in here, and then a bunch of the newer versions as well. Been trying to pick these up for a good deal, and I was able to get a pretty good deal on these. So I'm just going to pick those out real quick. I think we have, there's 5, there's 6 here. So it looks like we have 6 of these Rebel Fleet Troopers. Looking very good. Big fan of these guys, and they'll be nice to add to the Rebel army. Next, for the Imperial side, we have some of the officers right here. I think we have, there's 3 of them right there. Pretty nice to beef up the Imperial army. And then we also have the AT-AT drivers right here as well. I think we have 3 or 4 of them in here. It looks like we have 3 of them. Looking pretty cool. Nice to add these guys to the army. Then we have our our scout troopers. We have 3 of them right here. Looking pretty good. I'm actually a big fan of this newer style. I think it was done very well by LEGO. Then for our stormtroopers, I think we have 3 of them here in that newer style. Not a huge fan of this style, but I think they do look pretty good. And then we also have the Sand Trooper right here. This one's getting kind of pricey, and I'm very happy that I was able to get this for a good deal, because now I have a few. I can definitely use them and work them into some cool mocks that I've been planning out. Then we have an R2-D2 in the very vintage style right here. Pretty nice one to get, and don't really see this one too often anymore. Then we have our Wedge Antilles, not Wedge Antilles, our Captain Antilles right here. And then we have our pilot right here as well. We also have this Luke Skywalker with that newer hairpiece, looking pretty good. Happy to get another one of these for the collection. We have a TIE pilot right here, and then I'm pretty sure a U-Wing, not a U-Wing, I forget, the A-Wing or some, a V-Wing pilot right here as well. Some pretty good ones to get. I like that black color scheme. Then we have a Boba Fett with his nice little pauldron right here, looking really good. Big fan of this one. I'm kind of hoping that they bring back the little cloth pieces, because I think it adds a lot to the minifig. Kind of sad that they got rid of those. Then we have a Chewbacca right here. A pretty basic fig, but still a nice one to add to the collection. Then we have two versions of Darth Vader. Actually, I think these are exactly the same versions of Darth Vader. Both looking good. Darth Vader, one of my favorite characters, so I'm happy to get them. Or no, there's slight difference in the torso there. I don't know if you can see them. I don't know where these are from, but they're still looking pretty good. Big fan of Darth Vader. Then we have our Emperor Palpatine right here without the pupils. I think this is also from that diorama set, if it focuses. Still a nice one to get. Big fan of this one. And that does it for those minifigs. Now, the last things that I had was actually other things that I got a really good deal on. I got 3 of these 5s, brand new, just pulled straight out of the box for, I think, $10 each. And I don't need all 3 of these, so I'm going to be giving one of these away to one person who comments on this video and follows me on Instagram. Comment down below what your favorite minifigure that I got in this lot was, and then make sure you give me a follow on Instagram so I can, actually reach out to you if you win, and I can get your address and all your shipping information so I can send this out to you. I'll probably pull the winner in about 2 or 3 weeks so people have some time to get in. But that is going to do it for this minifigure lot. I got a lot of really cool stuff, a lot of stuff that I needed for some videos, and now I have to go through and organize all of this. But thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Stay safe. Drew, signing out.